Hello, welcome to NUFS. I'm Mike.
And I'm Clay.
And we're here to talk about some movies. March. This is kind of like where we start to ramp up, right? I mean, it's not blockbuster season by any stretch.
Ooh, not yet.
But we get some of the early, films. Pixar's got a movie coming out this month. Big movie in Project Hail Mary. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Well, it's just the idea we've gotten out of we're getting out of that winter season.
Yeah, the doldrums.
And the thing is, the winter season, it's almost easier to get the people in the theater for it because it's so cold outside. Let's go see a movie, you know. Now you got to fight with spring and maybe the turning temperatures here, but maybe not completely either.
I mean, spring is the best season objectively, in my opinion. Yeah. Because summer you've got the people retreating into the air conditioning.
Yep.
And winter, you've got people just going out to get out of the house. Spring might be a tougher period. I don't know.
There is probably some need for the spring break film too. I imagine that there's some crowd we can try to play to a little bit with some of these movies here.
Yeah. Well, our first movie that we're going to talk about today is Hoppers, which is a new Pixar film. I'm actually really excited. It looks weird. It looks super weird. Maybe Avatar, but not.
Well, yeah, I think they make the Avatar reference in the movie.
I hope they do, because it's a very obvious one. You guys take the easy jokes, man.
Yep.
All right.
We've done it, Mabel. After years of work, this revolutionary technology gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We put this into this. Yes. This into this. This into this.
So let me get this straight. You created a fake animal.
Yes.
Which makes the other animals think you're an animal.
Yes.
Guys, this is like Avatar.
This is nothing like Avatar. Mabel, be careful! Whoa.
Hey.
How you doing, girl?
Are we vibing?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I understand you.
What you doing, lady?
And they were in the same den.
No.
Nice sunny spot you got here.
Uh-huh.
Lunchtime!
Oh, no.
Yay!
No! Put him down!
Okay. Why?
Huh? What? Why what? Why would I save his life?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Wait, what? But she was gonna eat you!
Well, yeah, she caught me. It's pond rules.
Pond rules.
Wait, I'm confused. How could you be cool with that?
I mean, she's gotta eat someone. So, do you still wanna?
Nuh-uh. It's weird now.
Listen to me. We do not use hopping technology to upset the natural order. She found the button.
Chong, it's an O. All right. I can't believe I second-guessed myself there. All right, we'll take it back. Okay, so Hoppers, new Pixar movie directed by Daniel Chong, writer of We Bare Bears. Have you seen We Bare Bears?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I, but it got a lot of attention a couple of years ago. It was an animated series. He's done a ton of work in art departments, storyboard artists, that kind of thing for the last 20 years, 15, 20 years. Working for Disney, Pixar, every animation studio that I could find. He's been very busy. And he gets his first chance in the big chair. So nice. I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do with it.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun to see what we can get out of this one here. The first time I saw the trailer for this movie, they had to make the obvious Avatar reference right off the bat. Right? The young kid right before getting in the tech, he says, "So like an Avatar?" It's like, no, this is completely different from Avatar. But it's the same company. So that's why
it's a very similar concept.
They can get away with it here. And I'm kind of wondering how many of the plot points will be the same from the original Avatar.
I hope not the full Fern Gully.
No.
I hope it's not the full Fern Gully. I hope we have a different kind of adventure using the same techniques.
Yeah, just an idea that we can Well, we're exploring our own planet rather
Yeah.
than some other one.
And the fish out of water story isn't necessarily just Avatar. And
Yeah.
like you can take that fish out of water story in a bunch of different directions. So like hopefully we're not just going to be harping on let's save the environment. I mean that can be a B plot for sure, and like I would really enjoy that we come out of this having a better respect for our environment and that kind of thing. But I would like to see a different adventure.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun. But just look from the trailer here. I'm still, and this is not a criticism of the trailer or anything. I'm not entirely sure what direction they're taking this story, really.
Neither am I.
I just like, hey, we can put our human brain into an animal's brain, and they can communicate with the animals. That seems to be it. Doesn't seem like if there's a huge crisis. Almost seems like he's just being, I'm gonna do some scientific investigation. This is what I found out. Almost.
I would say there's probably going to be some kind of like, call to adventure while he's out there.
Sure.
Or she, I can't remember if the main character was
Boy or girl. Yeah.
boy or girl.
Yeah.
And then that's going to, precipitate some need for action on their part.
Another thing I wasn't clear on, and because it's not really shown in this trailer, are we going to have a main bad guy? Is there a villain to this story?
Well, generally speaking, with Disney, the last 15 years, it's been more trauma versus a traditional bad guy.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I asked, too, because, the Disney villain is kind of disappearing. We're kind of losing the villains.
Kind of a shame, but yes.
It's an end of an era,
Yeah.
Then they had that. They've done so many, shows and stuff that have kind of emphasized the Disney villain. There's that.
Yeah, and there's something about having that mustache twirling villain that really connects with an audience. I mean, even in some of the more recent reboots where they've done live action remakes of classics, they've tended to make the villains less transparently evil and given them more of a recognizable motivation. And honestly, while I understand the desire to humanize a villain, I don't think we necessarily need it for this kind of thing.
And we can't forget, not too long ago they made a couple films where the villain was the main character. They redid, Maleficent, Cruella. These things.
Specifically thinking about those movies.
I was thinking about that, and it's almost just like, because when you do a film where there isn't an obvious heavy, then the conflict is kind of more internalized too. And that's kind of a big switch for the kids' films too. When I think about it too.
And I don't know if I necessarily love the idea of taking classical villains who do horrible things and then making them likable. I just think that we're taking a complicated thing and trying to simplify it for a child audience and then telling them in that simplification that being evil is okay as long as you do it for the right reasons. And that's a dangerous slope to start skiing down, man. Like I don't want to be doing that.
Well, and I don't know if this movie is going to deal with anything too heavy. This seems like a pretty light, fun family event.
And I'm fingers crossed that's the case.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do here. I mean, if they were, Disney's pretty good about not having too misleading of trailers for their stuff. And
Generally, yes. Yeah.
This seems like this is the tone. Here it is. You want more of this? Come watch the film. And I think that's what they'll probably end up doing.
I'm hopeful. I think Pixar had a really good run for a long time. I don't know necessarily if their last few have lived up to that I would say financially they haven't, but the quality is still there. Yeah. I mean, what was the last Pixar movie you watched?
Oh boy, I'm thinking far back. I mean, I had to have watched one since WALL-E.
Oh my gosh, I hope you've watched one since WALL-E.
I think I saw, Inside Out,
Okay, Inside Out, which was great. And then they had Inside Out 2, which I thought was I feel like sequels are never as good, but they did a pretty good job with it. They've had a number of other ones. I liked, Soul and I don't think they're necessarily been as smash hit financially as they once were with Toy Story and stuff like that, but they're still making really good movies. And I hope that this continues that trend of making fun films it's kind of getting hard to tell Disney and Pixar apart now, though.
Yeah, it really is.
They used to have such distinctly different styles, and now it's like, all right, was that Disney or Pixar?
Gotta wait for the lamp to jump around.
Exactly. It's the only way we can tell nowadays. All right, well, let's take a look at our next film here, which is the one that I am the most excited about, hands down. Without a doubt, I will definitely be seeing this in theaters, even if I have to fight my whole family to get out of the house. I'll just start swinging and run for the door. Let's take a look at the trailer for Project Hail Mary.
Please state your name.
Ryland Grace. I just woke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment. And I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut.
If you don't go, you die. With the rest of us. The sun is dying. You are the only scientist who might know what this says.
I'm just a teacher at Grover Cleveland Middle.
You have a doctorate in molecular biology. I need you to come with us. This is Project Hail Mary. The sun is not the only star dying. Every star was infected by its neighbor, except one.
Why?
We don't know. Which is why we built a ship to go there and find out.
It's 11.9 light years away. The astronauts die in space.
It's what you Americans would call a long shot.
Hail Mary. I get it. Who on earth is going to sign up for this?
If we do nothing, everything on this planet will go extinct.
You'll find a solution.
You are my solution.
I put the not an astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk. I understand mistakes. I do. But my place is in the classroom.
The world is counting on you.
This might be very hard for you to understand. But some people are not good at things.
You know who you are. You're gonna do great.
I conquered zero G in 5 hours.
Object approaching.
Oh my God. So, I met an alien. He's kind of growing on me. At least he's not growing in me, you know, which was a concern for a little while. I'm Grace. I'm gonna call you Rocky. Thumbs up. No, that's thumbs down. You would do the thumbs up. It's close enough.
Okay, Clay, did you read the book?
I did not.
I did. Wow, I finally get one on you. I finally get one.
Darn you.
I've got one up on the English major here. It's sci-fi though,
Okay.
so.
Well, you can loan it to me maybe.
I have a copy. I'll loan it to you.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, when I was first watching this trailer, I'm like, I don't know anything about the book, really. And this does look interesting, but the other thing that most reminds me of in a weird way, a little bit of The Martian.
Well, it's the same writer.
Yeah, oh, that's why.
Did you read The Martian?
I did, actually.
Okay, well, there you go. So, same tone, same kind of like feel as The Martian, just a different setup and a different story. Yeah, I mean,
Excellent.
you've got a lone survivor
Sure.
On a desperate mission.
Yep.
This time he gets a companion, as you see
Weird
in the
rock
trailer.
buddy.
Weird rock buddy.
Love it.
He calls him Rocky. It's very fun. I won't give away what the mission is because they don't necessarily say it in the trailer. But if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. It's a total Hail Mary to do this.
Yeah.
So, and the joke, of course, is that his character is Dr. Grace.
Ah.
So the ship that he's in is called the Hail Mary full of grace.
That's where they get you. Clever.
Andy Weir, he's always pulling a joke.
Yeah, that's a good one. And, The Martian is a fantastic movie.
Yep.
So is the book. The book's a great
Yeah.
book. I love that book. So I'm very optimistic about this one, too.
Yeah.
I want to check it out there because I feel we're going to get that same, I guess it will almost be like what Weir does is it's almost kind of optimistic sci-fi, which when you think about it,
Yep.
that's not as common as you think it is. So much science fiction is warning like, hey, don't make a dinosaur island.
Yes.
And then we made the dinosaur 7 of
Don't
those.
invent the killbots.
Exactly. And then they can invent the killbox. Do not make the AI sentient and that hates us.
Yes, no, and I think he's not necessarily unique, but he does that in a very special way, where his sci-fi is so hopeful about the future while also maintaining I would say a loose grasp on reality. Like he's not necessarily writing the Bible on science, but he's staying close enough where people who know enough are not going to get too bent out of shape about
they won't
it.
get thrown off of it. And almost going back to when we were just talking about hoppers, this is another story. There's not really a bad guy. It's just can we do this thing?
I mean, there's a bit of a twist villain in the book, and I won't give anything away, but there is a bit of a twist villain.
Ooh, okay.
But it's not necessarily like mustache twirling again. It's somebody who's got motivations and does something that isn't nice, but maybe needed to be done. And that precipitates the whole story.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's just, but I was just again thinking about you can get a really good drama, good story without necessarily the mustache twirling villain. You can just use circumstances and let's go with that here.
Yeah, I would say it's firmly more on that line. There's no mustache twirling villain, but there's a bit of a twist villain, which is another trope of recent.
Well, thinking of science fiction films that didn't have a main heavy necessarily, but I'm thinking about Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
The one with the whales.
The whales.
That's the one. That's the best one. And
Absolutely.
there's no obvious villain.
Okay, best one, Wrath of Khan. Second best one, The Whales.
Okay.
I'm a huge Wrath of Khan fan, and I'm a huge the Whales one too.
It's awesome.
Nuclear vessels? Come on, how can you not? It's
Classic.
hilarious.
But that's and I'd even just think about the Star Trek TV series as a whole would often do science fiction where we don't have a bad guy in this episode. We're just trying to
Unless it was Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, but that's true. But
Deep Space Nine had a lot of villains. It was a villain of the week on that show.
And sometimes the villains would be heroes, and then not the next week. It changed so much on that one.
Depending on how Kai Wynn was feeling.
It's
that
complicated. But yeah, and I just would like more of that to some extent.
Yeah.
I always like that optimistic science fiction. Like, we can solve this problem and make the world a better place.
Star Trek filled that niche perfectly.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, except for Deep Space Nine.
Well, they went into being realistic. Like, hey, it's hard to be a perfect person in this kind of situation
the
here.
pale moonlight.
Exactly. And there's we're trying here. And it was very difficult. And it's, and that's the funny thing is, man, we're going on a tangent.
It's all right. It's a good tangent. I'm okay with this
Deep
tangent.
Space Nine was the creator of it, the showrunner for it, was because he was working on Next Generation. He's like, this is unrealistic. We have to stay in one place for long enough to see the long-term effects of stuff and all the different problems that you do this and then this problem.
Yeah, you just fly away. And it's like, that problem's behind me in the rearview mirror. I solved it last week.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, they just leave, because that was the problem with Star Trek. Like, we solved the problems on Planet X this week. When we're going to leave and we're never going to come back.
Yeah.
And then, and as you just mentioned with Star Trek Wrath of Khan, what's that about? Well, we're just going to leave them on this island. We solved the problem on this planet. Then they come back 30 years later, and it's a real problem. Yeah. It's like, maybe we shouldn't have left him there on that planet.
All right, so back on topic here. Directed by Lord and Miller, which I'm super excited about. I think they strike the perfect tone for this movie because it's funny, but also there's genuinely critical issues facing this character, and there's huge monumental things that he has to overcome, and to strike that tone of whimsy and drama is very difficult, and I think they can nail it. They've done it before in other times. I really love the Lego Movie, which is incredibly silly, but also has really strong dramatic moments as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, just we'll mention again, Ryan Gosling, of course, is our lead here.
Yep.
And, well, he can play a spaceman pretty well. He was Neil Armstrong already once.
And he's been nailing it lately. Like, The Fall Guy was really great. Yeah. And, I'm just very excited to see him, blossoming into a really strong leading man, and being very excited to see everything that he's in. So.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen a winning streak like this for an actor in quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's very exciting. Yeah, you know, it's actually a really small cast though, because there isn't a ton of parts in the book. So
he's in space most of the time.
Yeah, and
Rocky.
The way the story's told in the book is through flashbacks, and I'm imagining it's going to be similar, where they're kind of the present is him on the spaceship trying to solve the problem, and he's flashing back in memories to other events, generally that relate to the issue at hand. Generally interacting with a character called Strat, who's played by Sandra Hüller, or with other members of the crew that have passed away in the journey there, because it's a very dangerous journey, and he's the only one that survives. So I'm imagining it'll take place with just maybe 3 to 5 additional characters who have regular speaking parts, besides just Ryan Gosling and Rocky.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So small cast on this one.
Well, that helps out too.
Yeah. All right, I'm so excited. Like I said, I will just start swinging and run out of my house to get out of the house to
They'll
see
let
this.
you go.
Oh, they will. No, I'm sure. And in fact, probably 1 or 2 of them will come with me. So
there you go. You'll have to take one of them hostage.
No, I won't take them hostage. They love the movies. They're my kids. I mean. All right, let's take a look at our next one here, which is one I think probably is more up your alley than mine.
Yep.
But we'll take a look at the trailer for Ready or Not 2 here.
Run, run, run. By surviving hide and seek, you've triggered a new game. This time against the High Council families.
Time to run and hide.
They will try to kill you and your sister.
I am going to find you.
I'm not playing!
And so it begins.
Okay. So did you see the first one?
Oh yeah,
I did not.
Yeah, the first Ready or Not is very, very good. It's it was kind of right out of the gate. People were loving it and talking about how great it was, you know. And Samara Weaving in the lead, they're like, she's amazing here, and we need more films with her. And then she became kind of our. She's kind of an unofficial scream queen at this point.
Yeah, I mean she's done a ton at this point. Yeah.
And that was kind of where she really got. She'd been in some stuff before that too, but this was the one who really kind of broke her through. And the movie's amazing. Every time it's one of those movies when I revisit the original Ready or Not, it gets better each time.
Now I did see a movie that was directed by this. It's a team directors with Tyler Gillett and Matt Bentinelli-Olpin. Bentinelli-Olpin. Abigail, which came out a couple years ago, which was very good. I thought that was awesome. They have a tendency to reuse the same cast.
Oh,
because
they do.
It's about half of the cast from Abigail is carried over into Ready or Not 2.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Which I'm fine with. I don't necessarily have a problem with the cast of characters. Wes Anderson does that.
Yeah.
He trots out his cast of characters and shows us a stage play every couple of years, and I'm fine with that.
And I've noticed a lot of few directors have done that over the years, where it's just they have their actors they really love and they want to reuse them over and over again, and that helps out quite a bit here. And it's funny because I saw Abigail.
Yep.
And Abigail, it kind of reminded me of the first Ready or Not. I was like, they're in a house. Rich people.
Well, this is the whole thing they're doing is the genre we were discussing the other day.
And I was glad you got to it. It's a guillotine film. This is what we're talking about. And Ready or Not was one of the first ones. Abigail was arguably a guillotine film too.
For sure.
And so that's what these guys do to some extent.
Yeah.
And it was great, And I keep watching these ones, and we got quite a pedigree here, just of the actors here, of just how many of them have popped up in other horror movies too.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Durant was obviously in Abigail. He's gonna be in Ready or Not 2. I saw Elijah Wood, who's got a real horror movie cred right now. He's gonna be in the new one here. I don't think he was in any of their other work yet. But
no, this is I think the first time working with him. But I'm really excited for this film also because after the first movie ended, it's like, well, that was a great movie. But wait, what happened next? It's not every.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not every sequel actually. Sometimes did we really need a sequel? Sometimes you say. In this one, I was kind of like, think it kind of did. You know, the thing is, they didn't really end the first movie with like, oh, next time on Ready or Not. They didn't call their shot and say, yes, there's going to be a sequel for sure. They didn't do that, but it was an interesting enough ending where it's like, we probably should see where this is going next.
Yeah, I think we got Catherine Newton, who's going to play her sister now, right? And she was in Abigail, and she's been in a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, Lisa Frankenstein, I believe.
Yeah, and
a few others that I've seen her, and I enjoy her. I enjoy her performances in those films as well. So I'm kind of excited.
Oh, she was in Ant-Man, Quantumania.
That's where she got a big
which
one.
was terrible, but she was in that. Yes,
she's good in it. It's just we
don't need to talk about it. It's all right. Steven and I were watching a clip from it the other day, and I was like, "What is this junk?"
Yeah. There's a lot of slop there.
Very much so.
But that, thankfully, has not been her career since then. So she went the horror route, like Samara.
That's okay, yeah.
And I'm excited for this because, one thing I not really a spoiler for the first film in case you haven't seen it, but it's established in the first film that our bride, has been running around in this hide and seek game. She doesn't really have family. She basically was kind of orphan for the most part. So the fact that, I don't know, so I'm kind of curious, like they brought this sister, where did the sister come from? And I'm almost wondering, is she more like adopted sister, or they were in the orphanage together or something like that? I'm not sure. It's not clear exactly, but that would be one reason why she would probably be a bad situation for her, just because she would be like, I can't, literally the only family I have left, so they don't have anybody else to work for too. So that setup is like, anyone who's seen the movie is like, ooh, they are putting her in a tough spot, actually.
Yeah. Well, I probably will see this one eventually. Just like I have to see the first one first. So, and I do like the genre. Like I liked The Menu, and I've seen a few other ones in the guillotine genre. So let's keep eating the rich. And I'll see this one eventually once I see the first one. So I probably will miss this one in theaters because I'm old and slow and I can't watch these movies when my kids are awake. But I'll get to this one because I really enjoyed Abigail. So I'm excited to see more from these guys.
Yep, me too.
All right. Okay, we'll take a look at our trailer for the last film that we're going to discuss this month, which is a deeply strange-looking movie, in my opinion. I have no idea what to expect from this one. So let's take a look at the trailer for The Bride.
Can anybody help me? Please. I didn't want this. I didn't want any of this! Please. Help. Help. What happened?
You had an accident.
An accident, huh?
We dug you up, and we brought you back to life.
Get on stage, and I call her by her first name.
What do you want with a dead girl?
I'm the same. Born from the dead. I am a monster.
Yeah, so am I.
This world is a black hole.
The corrupt are going to see life is here and it's coming to you from the monsters.
Yes. Yes!
Everybody dance! Everybody sing! Everybody move!
Please don't hurt me, please. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for? Did you do something wrong? Something you thought you might get away with?
Stop right there!
The dead have got something to say. And I'm saying it.
The bride of Frankenstein.
No, just the bride.
Oh.
scared.
We've been getting a lot of Frankenstein lately.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I just mentioned Lisa Frankenstein a little bit ago. Here.
5 seconds ago.
I know, and this is another. And it should be noted that I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago. We had Emma Stone won the Oscar for basically being in a female Frankenstein.
Yes,
story.
yes. What the heck was the name of that one?
Poor little.
Poor things. Poor things. Yes.
Yep. She won the Oscar. She basically won the Oscar for playing a weird variation of the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes.
And now we have Jessie Buckley here is playing the bride again in this version. And keep in mind, she is currently nominated for
Yes,
Best Actor.
yes. I have only seen Jessie Buckley in Chernobyl because she's always plays sad girls, and I don't watch a lot of sad girl movies.
I saw her in that one too. Yeah, well, that's she's been in quite a few things over the years. I think
she's got a great run of success.
Yeah.
They're just not movies that I'm looking to watch. Which, not to say anything about her, she was great in Chernobyl. I mean, everyone was great in Chernobyl, but
yeah, they were. And she's kind of the front runner to win the actor.
That's what I've heard
hearing too.
Yeah.
So this could be really exciting because this movie's coming out right as the Oscars are coming up, and perfect time to say, oh, there she is. She won it.
Steven knows well my frustration with lobbing Oscars at sad boy and sad girl movies.
Yeah.
It's like, I just give me an
Happy.
Oscar for a great performance in a happy movie,
Yeah.
or an exciting movie,
Yeah.
or just stop with the sad boy and sad girl awards. I'm already sad enough.
Well, is this a sad boy and sad girl film? It looks pretty.
It looks weird.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they're
more
like,
interested in this than I am in Hamnet.
And I don't know. They seem pretty happy for being resurrected dead things.
It looks like, this is what it looks like to me from the trailer I've seen. It looks like a 1930s gangster movie in Chicago, but it's Frankenstein.
It looks like it's just the Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
If they were undead.
But Frankenstein. Yeah.
Which is appropriate too. And I heard another early review of this film that was positive, where they said this is what Joker 2 should have been.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and we've got Batman there already.
I know, that's what I was saying. Is Christian Bale's there, but not just him, because this movie's directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. She
yes,
was in The
you're
Dark
right.
Knight.
Yeah.
And then you have a few other people, and
I saw Jake Gyllenhaal.
I saw her brother, and I think even her husband has a small role in the film too. I'm not sure.
Who's her husband?
I forget his name.
I think
he plays Skarsgård. Yeah.
Skarsgård? Peter Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard.
Oh, okay.
The cop.
Different guy.
He's the cop.
I like Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
Oh, he is good.
What the heck has he been in recently? Nothing that I can think of.
I haven't think of anything too big recently. Actually, he might have been in the last Batman movie. Actually, I think he was a DA or something.
Oh,
like
I don't remember. I didn't see
double
that
check
one,
that.
so.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. But it's a pretty good. I think they're going through that very pulp comic-y aesthetic, so it's like comparing
I love it.
Batman is not wrong necessarily.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
And so I can really see it, and it's just they're kind of like on. Just
Well, they shot The Dark Knight in Chicago, right? So
They
this
did.
takes place in Chicago.
They did. So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's why we're probably getting that aesthetic feel to it to some extent. But I'm also, again, that Prohibition gangster era thing. I'm feeling that too because Christian Bale was also in Public Enemy. He was the trying to catch Dillinger there, and so I'm just seeing like a lot of them It's a good idea.
That was in my Depp hating phase, so I didn't see that one. I didn't like Depp for a while.
Okay.
I'm still not sold on Johnny Depp.
Neither am I to some extent, but that's I'm still sold on Christian Bale, so I'm excited for him to play the monster.
I can't think of a movie off the top of my head that Christian Bale was in that I did not like. Maybe the Thor one that he was in. Otherwise,
Swing Kids.
Didn't see Swing Kids.
Do not see Swing Kids.
I won't see Swing
Never
Kids.
watch Swing Kids ever. It is terrible.
Okay, Empire of the Sun, Newsies, and then American Psycho.
Yep. Yeah, he's had a good run. Too.
I don't think I'm struggling to think of a bad movie he made.
So good.
Even that B sci-fi movie he made with Sean Bean was really good. Equilibrium. If you haven't seen it.
Well, that's kind of almost a cult classic at this point.
Yeah, because it's a Matrix ripoff.
Yeah.
That movie slaps.
It's good. Well, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And he is a good actor. I think this is just almost an embarrassment of riches here.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm happy for Maggie getting to direct her first movie here. I think she's been a great actress for a long time, and getting to step behind the camera is a lot of actors' goals. So, good for her. I'm excited for this one, and I'm excited to watch Jessie Buckley in something that I'm actually going to see. No offense, Jesse.
I am pretty excited about this one. So.
There's demographics for movies, and I'm not in the same demographic.
And the thing I'll bring back, this is it's technically a revival of the Universal horror movie.
All for it.
Let's
bring them all
back. We've been trying to do that for a while there now, and we're kind of starting to do it. And after the failure of the Dark Universe, and remember, The Bride was supposed to be a Dark Universe movie, but it fell through.
God, good.
And then we got a really, really creepy Invisible Man movie.
I didn't see that one, but
fantastic.
Yes.
And now we get this version, probably not in the same universe or continuity, but that's fine. We don't need them in the same.
Super okay with that. It doesn't need to be. Let's just make fun movies.
And I think the reason we're getting this Bride film is because everyone's like, we got enough Frankenstein stuff. Heck, one of the movies that's nominated for Best Picture is a Frankenstein movie.
Yes, it is.
It is. So it's like they're like, we can't do another Frankenstein movie. And actually, I think this movie was scheduled to come out earlier last year, but they knew it would conflict with the other
ones, so they pushed it back.
Let's just do that and have it both ways. Smart move.
Try and package it as a soft sequel.
Maybe. I don't know if the continuity matches up.
Probably not. No, I imagine the other one looked like a pretty straight adaptation taking place in like the 1800s. Yeah. So, this looks more like the 30s. So I'm excited.
That'd be pretty cool. I think it's a good idea. Let's set it. And it's just so funny because the original Bride of Frankenstein was released in 1935. So it's like, yeah. Why not? And none of those movies were really strong on what time period or where they were even set, for that matter. It was kind of like, this is Europe somewhere.
Yeah, ambiguous.
18-something. There's a telephone in the background. Ignore that.
Yeah. But we just didn't have the money to remove that for the shot.
but I did hear that those original Universal movies, it was intentionally anachronistic, where we want this to be a dreamlike quality, so we're not going to put a specific time period.
That makes some sense, yeah.
So I would be excited to find out if they actually say what year this is set in, if there is ever a date given.
Who knows?
That'd be cool.
It feels prohibition-y, though, to me.
It does.
It just based on the trailer.
That'd be my guess, too.
All right. So that is all the movies we're going to talk about for this month. But March, we got St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to share some Irish films that we both enjoy and see if we can have some recommendations for the audience to check out.
Boy.
I'm a big fan of a little movie called Grabbers. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I'm not familiar with that one.
You would love it. It is a horror comedy about a small village on an island off the coast of Ireland that gets attacked by a monster from the sea.
Oh, there you go.
Now, this monster from the sea is allergic to alcohol. So all of the townspeople have to get super drunk in order to stop the monster.
We're good.
Yeah.
We nailed it,
Yeah. Except the one alcoholic cop who volunteers to stay sober.
How have I not heard of this?
I don't know, Clay.
That's a good one.
It's right up your alley. You should check it out. I think it's on Prime.
It sounds familiar to some other films that are. Yeah, it's a good idea. I should watch that movie.
Grabbers. It's very fun. It's not a perfect movie. It's a total B movie. I think the biggest name actor in it is, oh boy, what's his name? He was in the Sabrina TV show as he was like the Satan guy, not the leader of the coven there.
Oh, okay.
He's been in a few other things too, but I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he's probably the most famous guy in the movie.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah, and then I think the female lead in it had a small part in Ted Lasso as the kindergarten teacher. If you saw Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, well I've seen a little bit of him.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So that's my recommendation for an Irish film people should check out if they've never seen it. Do you have any that you might find?
I don't have a specific one because I'm probably not as well versed in the specific one, but there's so many good Irish actors, that keep popping up here, and it's just like I'm always impressed by Colin Farrell's career.
Colin Farrell, and he's done a lot of Irish movies.
He does.
Because like Banshees of Inisherin is an Irish movie.
Yeah.
In Bruges. It takes place obviously in Belgium, but it's about Irish people in Belgium.
Yep. It's always pretty fascinating just every time because he does such strange stuff too.
Yeah.
Because he started out as an actor as being almost like a a heartthrob actor, and then he went out of his way to hide that.
I hated him when he was doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of his movies. Alexander was like one of my least favorite films of all time because I love Alexander the Great, and that movie is horrible, so bad. And so I hated Colin Farrell until I saw In Bruges, where he was actually acting. Like he was so good in that movie.
And he just disguises himself so well. You know, he's really good with the makeup prosthetics sometimes in some of his work he does. And but he is. I'm waiting for the day where he finally gets his Oscar. It's gonna happen.
I thought it might happen for Banshees of Inisherin.
I did.
He's great in that movie.
He might have. He'll get it eventually because he's just doing some fascinating stuff. But then, but that was one of the big ones. I always have to follow what he's up to in some of the movies. But I was also thinking, because I was right before this, I was going through a list of what are the big, and I was noticing a theme. There are so many films that are about musicians, Irish musicians.
Yes, yeah. Once is a great movie about musicians.
That song, they won the best original song for the Oscars.
I mean, it's a banger.
And it's really good.
Yes. Falling Slowly.
I love that song.
So beautiful.
And and so that's one always pops up, but it's not even, there's just other ones too. It's just a subtle thing where it almost has nothing to do with the plot, but it's just like, oh, by the way, I didn't even know it was Irish film until I was looking up P.S. I Love You. It's technically set in a lot of it in Ireland. And that's a guy who was a singer. That's like kind of a backstory of it, too. So like, oh, man, okay. And then I saw something for like, what was a movie called Leap Day, too. And I'm like, what is this? Leap Day. And that's just these romantic comedies there that we're going to Ireland.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, it's got what's-her-face in it. Oh, yes. Yeah, my wife watched that one with me. Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
I remember now.
And there's something about, Ireland that it's just got this romantic quality to it where you want those. And I do know that they've, I remember when I was in college, I had one of my professors mentioned, they do have a lot of great arts funding. That's why you have a lot of great Irish poetry.
Yes, and that extends to films as well, because a film like Once and a film like Grabbers and a film like Secret of Kells, they all were partially funded with grants from the Irish government, because the Irish government does put a lot of money back into the arts, and that's how we get a lot of this great Irish cinema.
Yeah, that helps a lot there, and it's paying off for them. You can't argue it's not.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also the when we talk about Irish films, sometimes I always like to think about there's the stories about Irish people coming over to the United States and what happened when they over here. One of the first ones that was on the list was the movie Brooklyn. That was popped up here. That was came out a few years ago, and that's obviously got about immigration. But you have a lot of Irish immigration stories too that pop up here.
Yeah.
And it's not technically an immigration story, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it because we were talking about Prohibition. Road to Perdition.
Yep. Yes. Oh, man.
That's supposed to be set in the Quad Cities, but they're all pretty much of Irish ancestry there.
Well, I mean, at the time, a lot of the people who were involved in that kind of stuff, especially in the Northeast, were Irish, because that's the niche that they fell into when they were coming across, because Prohibition followed shortly after the large amount of Irish migration. People who are not established are often the ones the first to latch on to illegal activity because they need to get by, and that's just what happened.
And then it always just reminds me of that.
And then the Kennedys became president. Look it up. That's how they became president.
Sadly, that's kind of true. But then it always reminds me too. Just there's the subculture of the Irish mob film or the crime screen, and and Colin Farrell again's been in those movies too.
Yes.
So it's like we're gonna do that where it's just like.
Well, Gangs in New York is one. Right
yeah.
There, that's, one of the gangs is the Irish.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
One, but that one, there you go, right there.
Yeah, and that's about Irish immigrants for sure.
Oh, sure. And then didn't U2 do the soundtrack for that one? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, U2's Irish, and they have a lot of music about the Troubles and stuff like that. So it's
Belfast came out. I forgot about that one. That was a recent one. That one did well as well. But it certainly is no shortage of great Irish films you want to watch around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's great that the country has chosen to support the arts in such a specific way, and they clearly benefit from it in terms of their cultural impact. Because when films like that do well outside of Ireland, it's really spreading a positive reflection of them and their country. So you know, it's an obvious demonstration of how like soft power can spread and how positive interactions with culture can shape people's, you know, worldview of that culture. So
a lovely, well said. Well, it's true, and I it's a weird thing, but there's so many people I know from here in the United States who are just like, I want to go to Ireland someday.
Yeah.
And it's because they saw a film of just the land and the people, and they're like, that seems like a wonderful place to go.
You know, I think it's not necessarily a direct parallel, but Minnesota does a really great job of supporting the arts in our community too. I know as the New Ulm Film Society, we've benefited from arts grants in the past.
Yep.
And you know, that kind of thing really does impact the community, and it helps build a love of the arts, and it helps build an impact for the young people and everyone else in the community. When we host film screenings on a regular basis, that's from the Optimist Club, right?
Yeah, a couple other people too.
Yeah, you know, and so, you know, when nonprofits and governments, you know, imbue that into the community, we all benefit.
Yep, and it helps out.
All right, well, I think that's about all we have for this month on NUFS Said. Anything else you'd like to add, Clay?
You know, we normally at this point I'd say what our next New Ulm Film Society screening is.
Yes.
I don't know if this will air before it's done, but we're going to be still continuing with our Spielberg series. So our next film up will be Lincoln, 2012's Lincoln.
I haven't seen Lincoln yet.
Yeah, and it's just funny because we mentioned Gangs of New York. Daniel Day-Lewis is in both, and he plays Lincoln in this one, obviously, and he was a guy who really hated Lincoln in Gangs of New York.
Well, he's a method actor. He probably had to get over that.
He did. And so it's just, I always laugh at that, like, wow, two of his great performances, and they're all both set at roughly the same time, and they're playing completely opposite guys.
He would hate himself.
I know, it's so funny, but if only there could have been a cross. It's just, that made me laugh there, but it's a good one to check out again, because we have, you know, of course, Daniel Day-Lewis himself is another one of those great actors that
yes,
we're
he is,
see
yeah.
doing one of our great performances as, well, widely considered our greatest president, too. And we get one of our better directors showing off why he was so great. It's an interesting film just because a lot of movies about great man biopics, they do cover the person's entire life. Lincoln's just like the last couple months.
Yeah. Interestingly, before that movie was made, for a number of years, it was an Irish actor, Liam Neeson, who was attached to play the role before he felt he aged out.
Yep,
and then
that's
passed
true.
on to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yep, that's true. I know Daniel Day-Lewis was...
Who was also in Gangs of New York too, wasn't he?
I don't know if that... Yes, he was. He was in the opening scene.
Yeah.
He was in the opening scene. Well, they had to get every Irish actor. They had to. It'd be funny because last time I watched through Lincoln, I was reminded of the fact that like every actor in Hollywood was basically in that movie in a background or one line. They have one line and they're off, and it's like, wait, that actor was in this too? And you keep doing this, like just blowing your mind, like because you get Daniel Day-Lewis, of course, is the big one. Sally Field is his wife, and then you even have Tommy Lee Jones as one of the
senators.
Yeah,
right?
one of the senators, one of the important ones. So that's a big cast. But then there's just other roles like, wait, what? That was Adam Driver there playing the telegraph operator, wasn't it? And it is. It's totally Adam Driver. It was one of his earlier roles.
Yeah.
And then it just happened. And then the one that blew my mind is Seth Rogen is just there randomly as a Union soldier, big old beard. He has no lines, but it's clearly him.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is all we have this month from the New Ulm Film Society. I'm Mike.
And I'm Clay.
Go see a movie.